Hare Krishna. So,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
thank you everyone for joining the class.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So today we are going to discuss and review some of our Bhagavad Gita class, shlok number 16 and 17. We will take only two shlokas. I thought we will cover more, but we will more focus on our New Year things. And first, I would like to wish all of you very, very happy Krishna conscious New Year so that you will have healthy, prosperous, and everything. Whatever your expectations on the spiritual side, you should able to achieve. And that's what we are going to discuss today also in terms of how to set up our goals, because we heard so many times. I think whoever know me in our office side also, definitely my employees are not here, because I usually give these methods and whatever I learn in my more than 20 years of experience in the IT world and in the spiritual world, what I got it, we will discuss that one in more details. So with that said, let's start with the prayer. Om Jnana Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshulunmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Hare Krishna. So, with that, so now let's go to directly to the chapter number 5, shloka number 16. So, if you have a book, you can open that shloka and then we will briefly discuss that shlok, and then we will jump into our new year resolutions and how we can set up that goal, how we can achieve those goals. That is important, right? So with that, so that shlok number 16 of chapter 5, karma yoga in Krishna consciousness, that shloka says, when however one is enlightened with the knowledge by which nescience is destroyed, then his knowledge reveal everything, as the sun lights up everything in the daytime. And in Prabhupada, in purport, very clearly mentioned that one, what is meaning of this entire shloka, this particular thing. Because this chapter and the previous chapter, if you just focus and understand from the perspective of what is the karma yoga, right? We discuss very much in the detail in chapter number 3 also. And in the chapter number 4, Krishna is talking about the transcendental knowledge, right? If you remember that I appear in this planet to what I will do, yada yada hi dharmasya glani bharati bharata. One is that one thing, and pavitranaya sadhuna vinashaya duskrita. He was setting up the dharma, and at the same time, dushkritam, whoever the demons are there, he wants to kill the demons also. So, trying to explain what is the karma, what is our role and responsibility, how we should perform in sakarma, akarma, and vikarma, that concept he was explaining. And on top of that, he was explaining that this knowledge, what I'm going to tell you in the transcendental knowledge, is very unique. And this is not the first time you are hearing this knowledge, because this knowledge I spoke many 120 million years back to sun god Vivaswan, right? So from there, then Ishvaku, Manu, and further so and forth, it's keep on coming that knowledge, but in between, this knowledge is disappeared, or some of the generations they didn't pass it on. So whenever that happens and adharm will start building up, then Krishna will appear, or Krishna will send his representative in the form of knowledge. Like Lord Kapila came, Vaman Dev came, and so many Dash avatar happens. But on top of that, he sends the Goswamis, Shaktavesha avatars, who are direct messenger of. They will come as a normal person. They will take a birth in the Vaishnava families. They will take this responsibility. They go through all the life challenges, but their responsibility is to spread this knowledge to everyone. And this is not only the one Goswami is taking the responsibility. There are many Shaktavesha avatars. They will come. They are clearly the messenger of the God. Their whole purpose and their entire life is to spread and give this knowledge to others. They never have their own perspective of I want to enjoy kind of thing. Those are not the real messengers or the masters or the guru, right? So in the purport also Prabhupada very clearly mentioned that one. So this knowledge, who doesn't have the knowledge, let's read few lines what the Prabhupada really wants to convey. Those who have forgotten Krishna must certainly be bewildered, but those who are in the Krishna consciousness are not bewildered at all. So what is that meaning is, if you don't connect with the Lord, with the is the defined process, then we are away from the Krishna. Whenever we are away from the Krishna, when the child is away from the parents, you see that condition of the child. The child will cry and he will fear. That anxiety will always be there. You saw that, right? जब हम कभी मंदिर में होते हैं, भीड़ में होते हैं, हमारा हाथ अगर पेरेंट से छूट जाए, so our situation for that particular few seconds or a minutes, we think that, oh, we lost everything. We bewildered and anxiety, and we are keep on searching for Krishna. We are keep on searching for our parents where they are, and we are keep on crying. But now we are so further apart from Krishna that we forgot to search Krishna also. So now we are always in the mode of anxiety and the bewilderedness. That is our condition right now. And after many, many birth, it happens that we completely forgot Krishna. So if you forgot Krishna means you are always in the bewildered or anxiety stage, and who are in the always connected to Krishna directly, indirectly through the lectures or through the Guru, he never bewildered. That's what he says. In the Bhagavad Gita, it says, Sarvam Jnana Palavena Jnana Griha Sarva Karmani Nahi Jnanena Sridisham. Knowledge is always highly esteemed. And what is that knowledge? And the perfect knowledge is achieved when one surrender unto Krishna. As is said in the 7th chapter and in the 19th verse, it says, Bahunam Janma Mam Ante Jnanavam Mam Prapadyate. So its meaning is, after passing through many, many births, when one perfect in knowledge surrender unto the Krishna, or when one attain Krishna consciousness, then everything is revealed to him, as everything is revealed by the sun in the daytime. The living entity is bewildered in so many ways. For instance, when he unceremoniously think himself God, he actually fall into the last snare of the nescience. If a living entity is a God, then how can he become the bewildered by nescience? Does God become bewildered by the nescience? If so, then nescience or Satan is greater than the God. So the real knowledge can obtain from the person who is the perfect Krishna consciousness. Therefore, one has to seek out such a bona fide spiritual master. So here Prabhupada is trying to explain in the terms of the people who are here in the bhuloka, in this material world. If someone is thinking that I am a god, at the same time he is thinking a god, and how he could be bewildered. And if he is bewildered, how he can be the that he claim that I am the God person. So to get the knowledge, then you can identify who is God, who is not the God. So understand that one, you need a knowledge, and that perfect knowledge you can get only from bona fide spiritual master. So this word will come many times. So what is the bona fide? Bona fide is, Prabhupada and other acharya mentioned that the bona fide is the who fall under the parampara. इट्स नॉट कि भाई रातों रात मैं अपने आप को भगवान मानना शुरू और मेरे अपने ग्रुप बन गया है एंड सब लोग मुझे भगवान कह रहे हैं, वो दैट इज नॉट द स्पिरिचुअल मास्टर, दैट इज नॉट द बोनाफाइड स्पिरिचुअल मास्टर. So bona fide spiritual master will follow that parampara which mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita also. In the beginning of the chapter, there is a parampara from the Brahma and all the way Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the Goswamis, Rupa Goswami, Bhakti Vinoda Thakur. These parampara is coming because Prabhupada has a guru of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, and he has another guru and Bhakti Vinoda Thakur. So similarly, we follow the parampara because guru is giving the knowledge to his disciple, and disciple is pass it on to the other person. So if you accept that guru will be fall under the bona fide category. So we cannot go to any random left and right person, oh, you are my guru and oh, give me the knowledge. We need to identify that who is his guru. and what parampara or what sampradaya and what sanatan thing, what brahma gaudiya vaishnav. So what, from where he is getting this knowledge, what is the reference from the shastras. So if there is no reference and no connectivity, then it's going to be, he's going to fall down and he will take you also along with him. So we have to very, very careful. If he is a real bona fide spiritual master, he will evaluate my disciple also. He will check that are you really qualified to become my disciple? And the disciple will check, okay, you are from the parampara and you are a bona fide spiritual master. It's a both way traffic. It's not like a blindly you can accept anyone. That's what the Prabhupada is trying to explain. If you want the real knowledge, you have to go through the bona fide spiritual master. So, under him, under the bona fide master, you learn about the Krishna consciousness, and that will certainly drive away all the nescience, all the misconceptions, as the sun drive away the darkness. Even though a person may be in the full knowledge that he is not this body, but in the transcendental to the body, he still may not be able to discriminate between the soul and the super soul. However, he can know everything well if he cares to take shelter of the perfect bona fide Krishna conscious spiritual master. One can know God and one relationship with the God only when one actually meet a representative of the God. A representative of the God never claim that he is God, although he is paid all the respect originally paid to the God because he has the knowledge of the God. One has to learn the distinction between the God and the living entity. The Lord Sri Krishna therefore stated in the second chapter that every living being is individual, that the Lord also is an individual. Then there were all individual in the past, they are individual at the present, and they will continue to be the individual in future, even after the liberation. At night we see everything as one in the darkness, but in the day when the sun is up, we see everything in the real identity. Identity with the individuality in the spiritual life is real knowledge. So here is very nicely explained by the Prabhupada, is explaining the difference between the ourself and the God himself. What is the difference between both of them? We all hold our own individuality. There is the misconceptions in the different group of the preaching institute. They will say if we leave this body, we all submerge into the one place in Brahma Jyoti or any other day, these kind of things. Here is very clearly says that one. In the past also we are individual, current also individual, in the future also. Once everything will be merged, like everything will be gone, we still hold our real identity as a spirit soul, right? So this is, and as is says the example of the sun is, as the sun comes, right, if you in the dark room, there are many things are in place, but it's a very dark room, and altogether when you are open the eyes, there is no light and everything is there, still you cannot see anything, and look like it's a one big black ball, like everything is the one is the dark thing. But you cannot see that everything is individually placed there, everything is there, but because of the darkness your eyes is not able to identify it, and you will say that, oh, it's a one dark thing, but I don't know what are the things. As soon someone will switch on, then you will start realizing, oh, this is the laptop, this is the computer, this is the monitor, everything individually you can identify it. But until there is a light, until there is a sun, our eyes is like in the darkness all the time. So the example here Krishna himself giving the shloka is that as soon the light will come, that light in our life is the knowledge, and that knowledge, as in our prayer what we say, we are living in the ignorance, darkest ignorance. Om agyana timrandasya jnanan jana shalakaya chakshulunmitam yena tasmai shri guruve nama. So our light is through the knowledge of our spiritual master who open our eyes, because we are living in darkest ignorance. Here the sun represents the knowledge, and that knowledge will come from our spiritual master. So with that, so this is very like a deep philosophical things, giving the example of the sun and understanding and getting the knowledge will give the perspective of who is the living entity and who is the God. Okay, I want to stop here for this, but let's jump into our real topic. So we will take only one shloka. I thought we had two shlokas, but this shloka is very important in terms of the knowledge and the guru, the spiritual master. So now our thought process is, because we are in the new year and everyone has the resolutions. I'm sure that everyone is thinking about how to what I should do something different which I didn't do last year, what I should do, or what I should maybe I think you already started last year, you were not able to complete. What is the different approach I should take so that I can complete this year? There are many way of thinking, uh, setting up the goals, right? And I will take some of my personal things which I'm clearly defining, and I also take some of my material knowledge from the managements and from the leadership role. What are the things we really want to see in my team members, or what my managers and upper thing they are expecting from the material perspective. But this session is, I want to really focus on our spiritual goals, but we will take example of that one because those approach are very much realistic. It will give more value and make that goal more realistic and more easier for us, right? Let's think, because none of the camera is on, so I'm not seeing that, okay, who are very actively listening. But at the same time, I want to give few real examples which will make more easy for us to set up the goals. Let's take, I think I already discussed, I also recently discussed with my daughter about the goals for a year, 1 year. If you really want a goal, just take one example. What is the more meaningful goal which you can do and achieve? What is the things which you can do? Just pick one name, then I can tell you that is this the more realistic, and based on your priorities, based on your job, based on the kids in the house, based on your travel. There are a lot of factors will there which you are not counting when you are setting the goals. That is the one of the biggest disadvantage, or because of that lacking, the people never able to achieve. And most of the people, like we typical says the beginning of the year, people say, okay, I will go to the gym. They are so pumped up, and if you go to the Costco or any store, you will see gym equipments, protein bar, protein powder, everything. As you enter, you will see all these things. They know that this is the best item we can sell now, because people have the goals which will they are going to break in a week or a month. But they are going to break, but they can sell 6 months of supply, or they can sell the equipments, running equipment, cycle equipments. And you will see bunch of the things in front of Costco, like mid of the January, December. When I went to Costco, I see all these things. I was expecting that this is going to be there. That is their strategy. Because when I was doing my MBA program, these they are keep on bringing the case study from the different stores, what they will place in which month. And like Halloween, we see you will see the what are the items, right? Their target to bring the people into that realm. And now in the beginning of the January, they know that people will have these resolutions to lose the weight, do the exercise, eat healthy stuff, eat protein. They will keep in the front of the door. As soon you will enter, you will see, and the $5 discount. You don't see that is a $55, you will get only $5, and that entire powder will go for 1 year, and the expiry will happen, and your resolution is finished already in the January. Then powder will expire in December. Then you will buy another one. So we need to keep our factors, that what are the factors you have, what are the hour of commitment you can do, right? In the material world, we have, there is a concept of star. I think most of you already heard that one, correct? I don't know if anyone, you already did, but I can share some of the details of that star thing, which is very very common. You can search, but we can discuss very high level, but we will focus on our spiritual goal from there. So 1 minute, I'm just bringing, because I'm minimizing my one screen and bringing the other one. So in our Star it says that the goal should be specific, very, very specific. Define what you really want to achieve. And when we say that you really want to achieve means you can really have the bandwidth to do that one. You should not be committing that I'm going to do every day 2 hour thing, which you never did before in your life. What is the point of setting the 2 hour goals every day when you are not able to spend half an hour every day? So you should be very, very specific, and the goal should be very timely fashion. I give this example to everyone. Like if you want to read a book, in your spiritual world you can take okay, Prabhupada wrote many books. You can pick those books. You can add some material books also, leadership role, communication thing, decision making, negotiation, because if you are working in office, so these books are very helpful because these are some soft skill. You have to deal across the group, you have to deal with your team members, you have to deal with your managers. So these books specific, I don't want to name something, but you can figure out these are very books. But in our spiritual world, if you really want to progress, books are the basis. Without the books, you cannot get the knowledge. And our book is very primary, is this book, Bhagavad Gita. This is our book, which I will recommend that at least you can have this book. They are 700 shlokas. If you pick two shlokas every day, definitely every day two shlokas you can finish in a year. You are very timely fashion, you can say, and 20 minutes. Okay, every day I'm going to read two shlokas. If you can spend more than that one, 10 minutes you can read. Oh, I have more, 1 year. My goal is to finish before the next Gita Jayanti. I want to read the Bhagavad Gita, at least two shlokas. Is very minimum. You can read or listen that shloka. If you really have the audio book, you can listen that two shlokas within 7 minutes or 8 minutes. It's very realistic, right? Very specific and very timely fashion. And I want to read two shlokas. That is very minimum, which is thing, right? And it has to be action oriented. A star for action. So your action, how will you achieve that goal? So some people say every 5 o'clock I will get up and go to the gym. Yeah, definitely he is going for the gym for a one week or 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, his body is paining, and then he will come up with lot of excuses, and that the achievement of the goal is after slowly diminishing. They will say, okay, yesterday I went, let's take 1 day break. Or today is Saturday, take this weekend break. And by the time end of the January, that whatever the goal he set it up, like get up at 5 o'clock, is not possible. And I won't recommend that. If you never get up at 5 o'clock, I won't say that you should get up at 5 o'clock. It's a gradual process. Because if you really want to progress in spirituality, you have to take first baby steps. And yesterday I was explaining to Sarita, and many times this example I gave it to Sarakshi and Aryant. Always keep that marathon race. That marathon race, in the beginning, you saw that when the before the marathon starts, what happened? What kind of chaos you see? Thousands of people standing in the line to listen to that whistle. As soon that the gunfire happen, everyone will start running. This is the first of the January. The people will all will start running with the resolution that I want to achieve this. After the marathon happened, this is a 2 hour marathon, 25 or 26 miles. After 1 hour, what you will see? Half of the public is already gone. They took the exit sign and they took the break. They are drinking water. They say, okay, at least I tried. That's very good. Actually, they tried. 1 hour, they are all gone. And after the hour, wait for half an hour. Then almost 80% of the people is already gone, right? Now the remaining is the 20% people. Out of 100 people or 1000 people, only the 20% of the people are still going through. They want to complete the race. They want to at least walk and complete. They may not win that race, but they will complete that race. Maybe they will take 2.5 hour. The first coming, that they will take 2 hour. He will say, no matters, I will take half an hour extra, but I will finish those race. So the 20% are still I would say that those are successful people. At least they completed, correct? So, how I can set the goal that I will fall under the 20% of the people? So, that's why our goal definition should be very, very specific. You should not make the goal that I want to become a millionaire in 6 months. When you don't know the source of income, you don't know how you will do it, what you will do it, and you are setting the goal that I want to earn 1 million, you will keep buying the lottery maybe. That is the only option. But when you don't have the specific goal setting, then you don't know how to achieve it. And the people who are coming in the marathon race 2 hour, they are not starting that same day. They are preparing well enough to achieve that goal. So if in the January first week I want to set the goal, you should start from Kartik month, that my next year goal is supposed to be this. This is how I'm going to prepare. These are my weekly plan. This is my monthly plan. That's again weekly and monthly. I have one rule which I learn in my our MBA program is 411. I think hopefully Jigna should remember because I already discussed with her. So the 411 rule is you are going to set the goal for entire year. That is the 1 year goal you will put together. Very simple example is I want to read 12 books. Very simple. So if you divide that in every month, how many books? One book. So if you divide that book into the four part, one fourth of the book that first week you have to read. So is a 4 weeks, 1 month, 1 year. So you will go from 411, 1 year goal you will set. Very simple way, I will read Bhagavad Gita book. This has 700 shlokas. So if you divide into the 1 month goal, how much the shlokas you want to read every month? So then 1 week goal, and then 1 week you can, that 1 week you don't have to stress out 1 day basis. You can do that. Your goal is for 1 week. Sometimes you can spend 1 hour because you have bandwidth weekends, and sometimes you have office work, your school work or exam or something, then that week may not helpful. Then your target is for that 1 week, so you are not stressing, but you're still going to meet that goal for a 1 week. And then your goal should be measurable. That is more important, that if you cannot measure your goal, you cannot achieve your goal. You saw that when the Olympian, any of the race or swimming, the coach is holding the clock. He will this, and you see some of the videos. Michael Flip is swimming. His coach is always counting his seconds. He want to measure that one, that you can get the gold or not thing, right? So he's checking his things. The marathon racer, they are checking their own clock. And similarly, we should, in our spirituality, if I committed that 1 month, after every week, end of the week, it could be Saturday, it could be Sunday, you should measure that, oh, I did my goal and I achieve without stressing out. That is very important. If you are struggling every week, means your goal is not specific, is not designed very well. Then what you have to do? Oh, Prabhuji, I remember after 2 weeks, I'm thinking that I put so much of thing. There is nothing wrong. Go back, redefine the goals again. Change that so that with your current work, you are working, you are a student, you are housewife, whatever everyone is busy with many other activities. But our specific goal is it should be achieved without much of the burden. There are some kind of push and inspiration you have to bring it, but at the same time your goal should be achieved, right? So these are the some of the techniques. There are many techniques I can share, but at the high level, let's jump into the spiritual side of the world now. So you know, you are very specific, right? So the goal is the star, STAR, specific, timely, action oriented, and it should be more realistic. And at the end is M, which is not mentioned here, is measurable. You should able to measure every week, every month. If you cannot measure it, again I will repeat, that is not the specific goal, because you cannot count it. If you say that, oh, I want to do, so far I am doing only 1 round chanting, now my new goal is every day 2 rounds, no matter what. If he didn't finish my round, I'm not going to eat my dinner. That is the punishment. If you complete your thing after enter end of the week, you should reward also yourself. Whatever the reward you like it, go and buy it. If you don't have it, if you don't achieve the monthly goal, then you should punish yourself. Punish is, I'm going to be starving for one entire day. Nirjala thing. I'm only going to complete my rounds. You should be very, very firm in the spirituality. Because if you are crawling, yeah, you can complete the race, marathon race. Might it will take 20 hours instead of 20. You will reach there, but it's too late. We may not have that much of time in our life. May not be finished. We have to take so many birth. Our target is this birth has to be utilized so that we can complete and go back to Godhead. We don't want to come back. That should be one of the goal for everyone, that what I should do, what I should learn from Bhagavad Gita, that I should not come back again. That is one of my goal. There is a one book from Purushottam Maharaj. The book name is called Death. The death is look like very optimistic or pessimistic book, and it keep on talking about the death. But the death is the final destination, our final exam. Are we prepared for that death? Are we have Do we have enough bhakti things that at the end of the day, I'm going to leave my body, someone will chant the name of the Lord into my ears? Should my voice will be there that I can chant and listen those names, right? So we should set up those goals. Now that the death, hopefully I will prefer that everyone should go 100 years. That is my prayer, that you should do lot of bhakti, lot of preaching. That is my wish for all the people who are I am connected, right? But this is not the realistic. We know the truth that we are not going at the same day. We are going like back and forth. Someone will go first and someone go next. But the purpose of the goal is so that we should remember Krishna at the time of the death. What I should do daily basis, how I can measure on the weekly, monthly, at the end of the year. So now let's come back to our this year goal. What we should do, right? So who are listening to the Bhagavad Gita from couple of years and who are listening from couple of month or couple of weeks, you can come up with something which you want to see by the end of the year, though I committed and I did it. And my recommendations, few things is, chanting is should be the one, no matter what. We will have one in person also. There are some of the Sachidananda Maharaj, Mahatma Das Prabhu, they gave very good techniques. What we should do, what we should not do, and how the people are chanting, which is not correct. So he gave some methods. So those methods which we should follow while doing the chanting. If you are not doing any chanting, I would recommend, if you are above 16, do at least 4 rounds of mala. It will take 20-25 minutes. At least start with force. If like Dwej or Vedant, they are small, they can do 1 round. That should be good. I know that he's doing more than one, but Dwej is doing more than 1 rounds. So, and other, they should do some extra rounds there. If you never did anything, okay, let me start with one. Do one. And before eating your dinner or the lunch, remind yourself, whatever the way, in your phone, that did I finish my round? If I not, then finish the round and then eat dinner. That is the very easy way. That is the one thing. And the reading book we already discussed. You can pick Bhagavad Gita book or Bhagavatam book. There's an online audio. It's so easily happening now that you can pick some shlokas, recite some shlokas, remember those things, read the purport of the Prabhupada, pick few shlokas every day. And whoever the like Shashi Mataji or Madhu Mataji and other people, you can take extra thing. And again, it has to be very specific. You should not be so enthusiastic that, oh, I'm going to finish 4 chapter every day, which will take half an hour, 1 hour, and you don't have bandwidth. That is not the goal. It has to be measurable. After end of the week, you should be able to measure and you should be able to finish. If you after 1 week you are not able to finish it, You have to go and pivot your goal, change the things which is more specific and measurable, right? Chanting is the one. I'm giving all the different options. Reading the books is one, and you can also commit once a week. I will go to temple. No matter what, I will go and have a darshan in temple, and I want to meet devotees. If it is once a week is not possible, at least start with once a month. So once a month, I will go there, and Janmashtami and few other festival, I will go to the temple. Not only the first year and my जन्मदिन, ओ आज जन्मदिन है, आज तो बनता है जाना पड़ेगा, नहीं वैसा नहीं चलेगा। आपको थोड़ा सा पुश तो करना है, राइट? कि ये तो चाहिए ही चाहिए, राइट? व्हेन दैट into you will show Krishna from inside as a Paramatma, he will help you. And after 1 year, I can guarantee you that if a small goal, if you achieve, you will next year come and see me, then you will see the difference. That Prabhuji, I'm able to start my 4 rounds. Now, Kalyan, I met him in the temple. He's coming to the temple every alternate weeks. And he's chanting 6 rounds. And sometimes he has the bandwidth, he's going more, but he's set to the 6. I'm very happy. And he's reading Bhagavad Gita, he's chanting now, he's visiting temple. He already doing the more than what I was expecting. But that's how we need to set something, right? So if you have any specific that, okay, I am not having clarity on the goals, you can call me. We can have a discussion. But I would like everyone, all the parents should have some specific what I should do every day, and by end of the week, what I should able to measure it. It could be chanting, it could be reading, it could be temple visit, it could be any service. Everyone is doing one or other service. I know that one. Like recently we have bhajan in thing. Most of you were there, and it was one of the best, I think, bhajan. I think Madhu Mataji, Shashi Mataji, you were there. You want to share any of the experience there? You have to unmute.
यस बहुत ही अच्छा था एकदम कृष्णा होने वाला वो पूरा टाइम और सबसे बेस्ट था कि फर्स्ट डे ऑफ हम लोग स्टार्ट कर रहे थे
Yeah.
भगवान के नाम से start कर रहे थे तो मुझे बहुत
Yeah. No, definitely if you in person, right, हम लोग recorded भजन बहुत सुन सकते हैं. We can have lot of bhajan there, but when you with the association of the devotee, you are sitting there listening to those bhajan, you will feel the difference. It may not, we didn't chant it for like 8 hours. It was only 1.5 to 2 hours bhajan. But after that Prasam, there was a very brief lecture by Geeta Mataji. I recorded that one. I can share the link. But at the same time, starting your year with the commitment of, okay, this is what I want to see myself by end of the years, this is what I want to achieve. If you don't push yourself, I can tell you that you are not going to succeed in the material world or in the spiritual world. That will has to be there. In our office also, I encourage my team members that you need to set up the goals which is more measurable and which will feel that way, right? The in the material world, we have, okay, your 50% of the goal should be specific to your career growth, and 50% of the goal is the job specific thing, what skill you needed to fulfill the job, and what 50% skill you needed to grow in your career. That is very my standard formula. They can change to 60/40 or 80/20, whatever the way you want, but I'm thinking that 50% you should be your focus, so that I can grow in my company. That should be the thing. But in the spirituality, 100% is for to please the Krishna. And pleasing Krishna is the chanting, reading book, eating prasadam, going to the temple, do some service. Whenever we will get the opportunity, any भक्त लोग, कोई भक्त हमारे शहर में आता है, तो हमें सब कुछ छोड़ करके उस भक्त से मिलने जाना चाहिए. उस पर और भी बहुत सारी कथाएं हैं, मैं कभी डिस्कस करूंगा. बट हमें नो मैटर व्हाट, चाहे दुनिया इधर की उधर हो जाए, until you are in the ICU और emergency और कहीं आपको ऑक्सीजन लगा रखा है, that is the excuse. But in all other cases, you should avoid everything, push that one. If someone is coming, bring them also there. That is important. Until you will push yourself, you are not going to grow anywhere, not in the material, not in the spiritual. I can tell you that's my experience. And the next is which is, now I would say the two other goals, just give some thoughts and meditate on that one. The two goal is distributing the books and preaching to the others. सम पीपल विल थिंक प्रभु जी अपने को ही पता नहीं है हम कैसे प्रीच करेंगे. अरे आप बुक ले जाइए, मेरे पास बहुत सारी भागवत गीता बुक है. आई विल गिव यू 1 or 2 बुक्स टू ईच वन ऑफ यू. डिस्ट्रीब्यूट दैट बुक टू योर फ्रेंड्स, क्लोज फ्रेंड. जब भी आप उनके घर जाएं, सो गिव दैट बुक टू देम. एंड इफ यू सी दैट दे हैव इंटरेस्ट, bring them to the classes and make try attempt that I want to bring one person to the class. I want to bring one person this year. दैट इज योर गोल. वन पर्सन, नो मैटर, वो आपका बहुत करीबी दोस्त हो सकता है, पड़ोसी हो सकता है, ऑफिस कलीग हो सकता है. यहाँ पर मेरे बहुत सारे ऑफिस कलीग ही बैठे हैं. कोई भी मेरे पास है, मुझे कथा सुनाओ करके कोई भी नहीं आया था. किसी से भी पूछ सकते हैं आप. सबके पास मैं गया था और मैंने पूछा, उनको इंटरेस्ट लगा तो आओ. अब ये लोग जो बैठे हैं, इस ये हो सकता है 10% हो. मैं 100 लोगों के पास गया हूँ, सिर्फ 10% लोगों ने इंटरेस्ट दिखाया है. अब मुझे जो भी बाहर भी दिखता है, मुझे तो हमेशा लगता है कि अभी इनको भागवत गीता दे दिया जाए. हो सकता है इनका भला नहीं होगा तो कोई कहीं ना कहीं जनरेशन में किसी का तो भला होगा, है ना. सो दीज आर द टू गोल. यू आर गोइंग टू डिस्ट्रीब्यूट द बुक्स. Pick the number. You want to distribute 10 books, you want to bring one devotee, you want to bring 5 devotees. You have to pick. My entire year for next, okay, may you can have very realistic करते हैं. चलो Q1 Q2 जो हम लोग ऑफिस में करते हैं, Q1 में ये करेंगे, Q2 में. Q1 में मैं 1 बुक दूंगा और एक भक्त को बुलाऊंगा. Q2 में एक बुक भागवत गीता दूंगा, तो 4 बुक हो गए, 4 डिवोटीज हो गए. इट्स नॉट डिफिकल्ट, राइट. अगर आप उसमें 50% भी अचीव होते हैं, कृष्णा विल बी मोर हैप्पी. वो भागवत गीता में कहते हैं, जो मेरे गुणगान को दूसरों को बांटता है, ही इज माई वेरी वेरी डियर फ्रेंड. तो भगवान को और गुरु को प्रसन्न करने का इससे अच्छा तरीका हो ही नहीं सकता है. पर एक बात इंपॉर्टेंट है इसमें, अगर हमने अपनी साधना स्ट्रांग नहीं की, हमारा आचार विचार, हमारे अपने गुण अच्छे नहीं हो रहे, तो मेरा प्रचार में इतना पावर नहीं दिखेगा. आपका बड़ा फीका फीका रहेगा, अरे ले जाओ ना किताब, मेरा टारगेट था. या दूसरा आपका भाव रहेगा कि अरे प्रभु जी ये जीवन बदलेगा आपका, हमने देखा है, हम कर रहे हैं, बड़ा अच्छा है, आप एक बार ट्राई करिए. आप बिल्कुल उसको एनफोर्स करके बोलेंगे, है ना. सो दैट काइंड ऑफ इंथू वी नीडेड. So I gave you many examples to set up the goals, but the chanting and reading the Prabhupada book, eating prasadam, these are our base core exercise हैं. But adding and distributing the books to the others and inviting to the class, preach other people, these are some supplement you can set. If you say प्रभु जी 2 book बांटना तो बड़ा मुश्किल है. My nephews, I think he distributed 1500 books in December. Right? He is a brahmachari. He went to Dehradun. He went to other places. He's saying, yesterday I spoke to him. He's saying, मामा अभी भी हमारा preaching ही चल रहा है. हम लोग book अभी भी distribute कर रहे हैं. So they have a target of certain numbers. So that's why I'm saying that brahmachari, they have a target and they are measuring every day. Evening they will come and measure, भाई आज इतना हो गया, हमारा अभी भी 2000 बुक बांटना बाकी है और हमारे पास सिर्फ 20 दिन बचे हैं, इतने बचे हैं. तो दे आर ब्रिंगिंग मोर पीपल, दे आर गोइंग टू द वो जो स्टॉप लाइट्स होता है वहाँ पे खड़े होकर डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हैं. दे आर गोइंग डोर टू डोर, दे आर गोइंग टू नेबरहुड्स इन दिल्ली, इन देहरादून एंड मेनी अदर स्टेट्स, right? So they have the target so that they can measure it. So there are many things, and if you want to come up with your goals and you want to discuss with me, please, I'm very happy, but it has to be very specific. It should not be like overthinking, Prabhuji, I'm going to distribute 500 book this year. I know it's not possible for you because you with your work and office in school is not possible. At least make once a month I want to distribute 1 book, and I will give you 10 books. Take it and give it to all your friends and family and invite them to the classes. Right? So यहाँ पर हम लोग विश्राम करते हैं, रोकते हैं इसको, और कोई